Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Intellect Selectah podcast brought to you by FokaiStuff.com. Today we have a very special guest. He's an OG bodyboarder, world traveler, liver of life, man. This guy is a good friend of mine. Introducing Carlo Dela Cruz. Guys, let's give a warm welcome to Carlo Dela Cruz. Uncle Carlo,
Hey.
how's it going, man?
All right, what's up, Tim?
Chilling. Thanks for doing this for me, and the guests. We kind of like to just get inside other people's mind and try to learn something or one thing or two. Who knows? Talk about some stories and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's plenty stories to talk about.
Yeah. So Unc, let's start out with your origins. Let's start out where were you born?
Born and raised here on Guam, bruh.
Nice.
And lived in Tamuning most of my life, but went to school in Georgia for some stupid reason. St. Francis.
Yeah, St. Francis.
Yeah.
Man, thanks again, Unc. Shit. So, yeah, you're an old school bodyboarder back home,
Yep,
and,
I remember when I was the little kid.
Yeah. Who were your mentors growing up?
You know, a lot of the older guys, they used to just kind of make fun of us. So our mentors were mostly like the guys in our age when we started to get to know all the other young guys bodyboarding, like Rich Napoleon, Chris Benito, those guys, Steve Shimizu, of course. We were always like made fun of by the older guys because we weren't good or anything. But the two older guys that were always super cool to us were like Cat Bajato and Vince Namaco. And then a lot of the other guys, I don't even remember them anymore. A lot of them quit. And you got the older surfers, Kenny Pierre, Pascual Robles. Those guys are still around and surfing. So, that's something to look forward to even at that age. I'm not saying they're super old or anything, but, a lot of guys their age, they're not even doing stuff anymore, but these guys are still ripping out there.
Yeah. I want to get them on the podcast too, because just want to get people's stories, the origins, because I feel like it's a fun way to document these kind of things,
Yeah, this is cool. I just found out maybe like 2 weeks ago you started a podcast.
Yeah, it was a spur of the moment kind of thing, dude. I was like,
Bert was one of your first guests, right?
Yeah, and Ray Paul. We're only on you're episode 6 right now. So,
oh, badass.
Yeah.
So it is really new then.
Yeah, I'm shooting hopefully for the number keeps going lower and lower, but at least 100 episodes from the
that's
year.
Cool.
Realistically.
And you're in Florida, right?
Yeah. I don't even know which way this podcast is gonna, take its way to, but as long as people enjoy it and are learning something from it, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Man,
are you taking like journalism classes or something out there?
No, but I'm just kind of like tying in my skill set that I've accumulated over the years. Like I went to college for acting at Academy of Art University.
Oh shit.
So I remember So I remember
awesome.
When I was in San Fran when you guys were always sending me gear?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was taking acting classes, and it's just, I don't know, I just feel like everything happens for a reason, and that was a skill set I never thought I'd use. And now that I'm like kind of like departing from music in a way, just kind of branching out, I feel like this is a fun way to do it. Podcast, you can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, and it's pretty cool.
That's true. Yeah, you just kind of wing it.
Yeah, for sure. Shit. So you were motivated by your peers? You guys are always pushing each other, huh?
Yeah, we had a really big crew that was real close, and we all hung out, and not only did we surf, but we party at night together and just be stupid together. And my house was like ground zero for for like my age group's bodyboarding, I guess. We'd all go surf in the morning. Then we'd just go have lunch at my house. Everyone would sleep there. You see bodies everywhere, and then we'd go out and surf again. And we'd try to surf as big as possible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes didn't work out.
Yeah, for sure. I was scrolling through your Instagram, and you have some really nice waves there. And
Oh yeah, it's we've been lucky that we get good waves. It's just we don't get it often, as you know already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, what do you think about it? Like, there's a lot of stuff that's not documented, right? Because I was thinking in my head, I was like, how come this stuff is not documented? And the answer is realistic. Is you guys
We didn't
didn't
have
want.
camera phones.
Well, one, yeah, you didn't have camera phones, and two, you wanted to keep it a secret, and
Oh yeah, definitely. It's not like now with social media, everyone knows everywhere.
yeah.
But back then, yeah, dude, there were like we never had outsiders really in the spots.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that? I mean, I know it's for preservation of, because of what happened, and like what happened with Pipeline. Like, everyone knows about it, so everyone goes there, and it's just too much people, or like.
Yeah, you go out there, and the best guys in the world are trying to prove themselves out there, and you go to Hawaii and you realize you're not as good as you thought.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's cool. But yeah, that's why I feel like it's important to at least, hopefully, the opinions of the OGs change, like from keeping it secret, like to now they want to share it, because I'm right here, and I'm down to like talk about it and get some information, on like old school surfing. It's pretty cool.
I'm no different than anyone else. I want an uncrowded lineup no matter what. I mean,
Right.
I don't mind that they know about it, but I'd still like at the same time I want to be one of the only guys out there. Like if
Definitely.
you and like four of your friends are out there, that's like the best session,
Yeah, for sure. That's why I got to catch the morning
Yeah.
sessions.
Yep. Like one of the best times I ever surfed Mauricio was 4 to 6 foot. I was by myself in the water.
Dang.
While it was one of the best sessions I ever had, while it was one of the best surf I ever had, it wasn't one of the best sessions I ever had because I'd rather have some friends out there. Because you
Yeah.
cheer yourself out of a barrel, and then no one's there to see it. You're like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. That's interesting. I get into like this extra mental machine mode, when it's pumping and cranking like that, and you're by yourself. It's like you start thinking like, okay, can I get barreled and not get my hair wet, or you just start to really tie into it. It's so fun. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
definitely when you have some of the boys watching your waves, that's you talk about it
And
over
then,
some beers later.
oh yeah, you'd be like, remember, you saw that wave of mine?
Yeah.
Fuck it, that was badass. I saw yours too.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's sick.
So, man, before surfing was like everything, that was the center of our universe before. We just surf and everything else would fall into place. We'd have like two friends with jobs. We make them, and they're down to spend their entire paychecks on beer for the boys.
Yeah, man, that's
And we
so
go
cool.
and we just be stupid.
And then you guys eventually started taking that off island. Not the stupid part, but just you and the boys. You guys would go to a spot in the Pacific Ocean, right? P-Pass.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
P-Pass, yeah. That thing was that wave is amazing.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's like the most perfect ride in the world to me. Well,
Wow.
most perfect ride that I've ever surfed. But heavy, super heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's the environment over there? The people are super nice, I bet, huh?
Yeah, it's I like Pohnpei a lot. Pohnpei's it's a clean place. People are really nice over there, and very welcoming, and I don't. Fred Mendiola has cousins out there, and from
cool.
his family, I've gotten some I've made some good friends out there with his family, and they've introduced me to a bunch of other people. So everyone's always cool to me out there. I remember there was I went on a trip once with a bunch of the boys from Guam,
Mm-hmm.
and there was some semi-pro surfers out there.
Mm-hmm.
And Fred's family, we were staying at their hotel, which was subleased by Alois Malafitani,
Mm.
the main guy in Pohnpei that does all the surf tours.
Oh,
Anyway,
cool.
Fred's family, after we surfed, they decided they were gonna have a feast for us. They brought in like fish and pig and everything.
Wow.
And these these semi-pro surfers, they thought it was for them.
No
And
way.
then it was announced that it was for us, the Guam boys. So, but we made everyone eat. We're not.
Yeah.
Everyone from Guam is pretty generous. So everyone's like, "Hey, just come over, eat, man. You don't gotta pay for your meal today."
Yeah.
And that meal was featured in one of the Australian surf magazines. So that was pretty
Whoa.
cool.
So it
Yeah,
was documented. Cool. Cool.
yeah.
That's
But the
sick.
way they made it seem in the Australian surf mag was it was for those pro surfer guys. But it
That's
was
pretty
for
messed up, dude.
yeah, they didn't acknowledge that it was for the Guam boys and that we shared our party with them.
They could have just done that and it would have been good either way, I don't
Yeah,
know
but
why people
I
do that.
I guess they wanted to make it seem like their guys are the main guest over there. I don't know,
Mm.
whatever, but we knew,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that was cool, and
Yeah,
we shared.
definitely.
I think it was on Easter. It was an Easter break.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. But man, they got some guys that go there. They spend a lot of money to get there. Not like us. We don't have to spend that much.
Yeah. That's like
Yeah,
when I was talking to James, to get all the way to Chuk for shipwreck diving, that's like,
it's
that's crazy.
expensive,
Yeah. Super
especially
expensive.
if you're coming from the States
Mm-hmm.
and you see all those. Like when you get on the plane from Guam to Chuk, you freak out because you see like National Geographic guys on the plane and they got like $1 million equipment or something
Yeah,
that they're packing. You're like, holy crap! I didn't know
definitely.
this was this. I didn't know it was that big of a dive spot in Chuk.
Me too. I didn't know that either until he started telling me, like, dude, we freaking discovered a plane. Yeah, it's pretty adventurous over there.
Yeah, because they got all the war ruins over there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
and they have like the ships. They look like floral, like the tanks and stuff. It's like filled with
Oh, the
different
corals. Uh,
corals. It's pretty cool.
the corals all grown on the surface of the tanks and stuff.
Yeah, so it looks like a freaking flower bed or something like that.
Oh,
Pretty
that's
cool.
badass.
Yeah. So I was checking it out. You guys go to um, what is it, Niseko every year, right? Or you try to?
Oh yeah, that's another new passion of mine. Well, not new, but for the last 10 years, I've been loving snowboarding.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I discovered it when my knees were bad. So after a week of snowboarding, I can barely walk for a month.
Whoa, that's crazy. So you
But it's
jam
worth it.
everything in a week, huh?
Yeah, and I got my painkillers that I take morning and night
Mm-hmm.
just so I can keep snowboarding. And then after it's all done and I don't use painkillers anymore, my knees are just fat like watermelons.
Oh my God. So what fascinated you with snowboarding? Why were you
I didn't
this?
want to do it at first, but Steve Shimizu and his family, they just kept bugging me. They're like, "Hey, you got to try snowboarding. You got to try snowboarding."
Mm-hmm.
And uh, I went one year, and after 3 days, I wasn't getting it, and I hated it. I was ready to just call it quits. I was like, "This is it. I'm done snowboarding. I'll never have to do this thing again."
Mm-hmm.
And then one day, his youngest son, Stevie Boy, they kind of just ditched him, and he was left by himself, and he just was begging me to just snowboard with him on the last day.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was 7 years old at the time, and he was teaching me how to do like little S turns
Mm-hmm.
so that I can learn to snowboard on a rail. And I finally got it on the last day. Then I couldn't
Wow.
wait for the next year to do it again. And that second year I did it, and then I just fell in love with it.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I go like 3 times a year.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I stay like a week each time. Or sometimes if I see that there's a good snow dump, I'll just get on a plane and hit it over there real fast and hit like 2 days.
That's sick. The food over there is
Yeah.
pretty awesome too on that resort.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
sick.
Niseko, it's expensive, the food,
Mm,
but there's really good place to eat. But after Niseko, I usually do Sapporo at least a day or two. The food's way
mm.
cheaper and way better in Sapporo.
Well, I've never been there. Just
Sapporo's badass
yeah. Damn.
for food and beer, you know.
Yeah, I want to go there for that ice show
Oh,
that they
Ice
have.
Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only problem with the Ice Festival is the hotels are like triple the price
Oh,
if you go at
dang.
that time. So I always go like right before it starts or right after it ends because they still got all the statues up and everything. It's just the lights aren't on, so that's the only bummer.
Hmm.
I'd like to see it when the lights are on though. That would be awesome.
Yeah, dude, I want to go there. I want to even see the lanterns, the lantern festival over there. Man, you guys live like a very you guys live like life on your terms. I know it's a lot of hard work, and a lot of people don't see the back end of what you guys are all doing.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's
Thank God Rome is good at that.
yeah, you could just do the other stuff, right? That's
Yeah,
sick,
I
man.
just make sure there's enough money in the bank, and I tell Rome stop spending or go ahead and spend.
Nice. Yeah, everyone needs that. That's so cool. Were you guys scared with the challenges when you guys were first like physical what do you call it? Like making it tangible, making your dream tangible?
You see, that's the thing. That was all Roman. Like even when Roman first told me he was going to open a store that only sold his own brand, I was like, "You're crazy, dude.
Mhm.
Whatever. You know, you got all these surf shops selling like 20 different brands, and they're barely making it, and you're
Yeah.
going to sell only one brand and think you can make it." And then here I am working for him now.
Yeah. That's
So he
cool.
was the one really. He was, selling it out of his car and having a bunch of different friends selling it out of their cars,
Mhm.
and they were the ones that took the real risk of it. And he was just, he was staying with my parents. He didn't have enough money to do whatever he wanted to do,
Mhm.
and then he made it take off. And all I did was come in and show him how to handle his money. And after that, we just I don't want to say we got lucky because it's all a product of Rome's hard work.
Definitely. I can't wait to also get him on the podcast to like dive into his where his mental fortitude as far as pushing and believing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
that's very cool. I think a lot of the listeners on the podcast can gain, insight. And you guys also, like, you are also one of the most genuine like people, like, and humility, like how do you get your good vibes? Like, do you have like a thing you tell yourself, or is it just straight up
The way
gratitude,
I
you know?
and I guess it's you treat everyone the way you want to be treated, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad always taught us, doesn't matter if they're rich, poor, whatever. It's it's a person, you know. So who cares what background they have? You just treat them the same. If he's
Yeah.
an asshole, hey, he's an asshole whether he's rich or poor, you know.
Yeah.
And if he's a cool guy, he's a cool guy whether he's rich or poor.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's I guess that kind of came from my dad. And he was always real good natured and always trying to make a new friend every single day. That was his goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I guess that's where the good vibe came from. And we grew up pretty poor, so but my parents always managed to make sure we were going to private school no matter what, even if we were late on the rent, late on the utilities. So many times we've had like our water or our electricity shut off.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what, they're putting us through private school.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So and
very
I
crazy.
guess education was real big for them.
Yeah. And then like I guess like it's big for a lot of older generations, and
Yeah.
of course, even to get your solid structure, your at least the high school diploma, and then you know, but you always see nowadays there's people with no college education. Like it seems like they have like a different blueprint or a different formula, and it's pretty cool.
Oh
It's
yeah.
pretty cool to watch.
I There's so many guys without a college education that are making it huge. They're just doing. They're doing what they love, and they're making a lot of money doing it.
Yeah,
You don't need that college education to do it. I mean, it's nice, but
yeah,
nowadays a college education is like what, $50,000 a year or something.
yeah, yeah. I
When
think
I
people are
went to
getting
college,
smarter. Like they don't want that debt at the end, and they rather
yeah,
just put in the work.
yeah. Imagine you get out of college and you got a mortgage right away.
Yeah,
You know,
that's scary, man.
where where the goal for a lot of people is to work to get a mortgage. You're you're getting a mortgage before you even start your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah,
kind of crazy. I guess you balance it out and see if it's worth it. But for me, the experience of going to college was the one that was worth it. Not so much college itself, but the experience of college.
yeah. Just the
Yeah.
different vantage points that you're able to like kind of see. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, what
You,
college did you guys or did you go to when?
I went to school in Hawaii, actually.
Oh, sick. In
Yeah, I
Oahu
was
or?
there. Oahu, I went to KCC first, and then I graduated from UH.
Mm,
So I got to surf I was always surfing North Shore. Fred Mendiola's the first one to really like take us. And I first roomed with Steve Shimizu and Mark Patricio.
mm.
And then Fred Mendiola would always pick us up to go North Shore. So we were surfing North Shore like 3 or 4 days a week.
Dang.
Yeah. I got kicked out a couple times once I got kicked out of Velzy Land. We were all getting ready to go out. And
Mm.
then, what is his name? Dane Kealoha. He was in the parking lot and he's just like, you. You guys beat it. You can't surf here today. It's too crowded already. They're
Mm.
like, fuck.
Yeah. Hey,
There
that's
goes my
crazy.
Velzy Land. Yeah, and it was so perfect too.
That must have bummed you out, man.
Oh, I was
Shit.
super bummed out. I was like, dude, I look up to this guy in the magazines, but I know he's an enforcer at the same time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't anything really unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh shit, there's Dane Kealoha. There's Dane Kealoha.
Yeah. If you were in with him, you're in. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I want to get these guys too on the podcast, man. It seems to be like a kind of like a active lifestyle type of podcast where we talk about like getting over adversity and people's obsession, what drives them and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
How was your Euro trip? Was it? I saw that.
Oh, Europe's always cool too. I
Yeah.
uh I have a friend from college, this guy Ludo, and he loves Guam. He's been to Guam once, and he
Nice.
lives in France now. And every time I go to Europe, I make sure to call him, and then you know he uses his vacation time to hang out and uh, just kind of explore with us too. And
Nice.
Shane Rayfield's down there, so I'm godfather to his daughter. I think I was like his fifth choice or something.
He went down the line and it was like busy, busy, busy,
Yeah.
busy.
Well, and it's hard for people to go to Europe from Guam. They're like,
Yeah.
how much is this going to cost? But lucky for me, I'm a pass rider and I can get to a certain point before I have to actually pay for a ticket to go to Europe.
Yeah. At least get off
And
the island onto at least the mainland or something, right?
yeah, I remember I went from California. I went from Guam to Hawaii to California to DC, then DC to Italy. But from California to DC, I got bumped 2 days, so I had to rent my own car and get my own hotel.
Holy
Then
crap.
DC, then finally I make it to DC. Then DC, I also get bumped for 2 days, and then
Dang.
I completely lost out on my ticket that I bought from DC to Italy. So I
That's
mean, not DC to Italy, from Rome to because I was gonna land in Rome and then I was flying down to Sicily. So I
Cool.
completely lost out on that ticket because I got bumped in DC.
Oh man.
But I got to explore Washington DC. They got like you have all these cool museums, and you're wondering how
Mm.
much it is to get in, and then they tell you, oh no, it's all free.
Oh wow, shit.
Yeah, so every museum, they got like the baddest museums in the world that I've been to, and it's all
Wow.
free.
That's crazy.
So if
That,
you're like a museum freak, Washington D.C. is the place, I guess.
I'm starting to get into that stuff, you know. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Pretty fun
I've never
learning.
been a I've never been a museum kind of guy, but when you go like to the Smithsonian Institute,
Mhm.
dude, that place is the coolest thing you'll ever see. You got all these like war airplanes and NASA rockets,
No
whatever.
way.
They have like free interactive movies and shit.
Damn.
Yeah, and you just freak out that you're like, how's this all paid for?
Yeah.
And you realize that's our tax dollars.
Yeah. So you guys staying safe out there? I mean, it's got to be some tough times. You guys staying in or kind of for the most part?
Yeah, we've been practicing our quarantining, social distancing, all that,
Yeah.
and it sucks, but it's got to be done. And there's a bunch of fools still freaking trying to have like barbecues with 20 people at the beach,
Yeah. That's crazy. You see the
and then
picture
now,
of LA? All the
no,
smog?
what? Oh, it's gone, right?
Yeah, it's pretty nice, dude. I don't know if that's Photoshop, but damn.
No, I think this is like a reset of the world, and
Definitely. It's hitting everybody, man. I don't even know how I would survive if it wasn't for my family, like, my mom and
yeah. Then I'm starting, at first you're like, okay, I don't know anyone with it. Then as the numbers pick up, you're like, oh shoot, I'm starting to know like a couple guys that have it.
damn.
Yeah. And this coronavirus, it's real bad because if you die from it, you die alone. No one can be next to you.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Hopefully they find something soon. And here we are, really, we're on the third week of quarantine, and where it's gotten really bad, and in 3 weeks you've seen the
Mhm.
jump everywhere.
Yeah, it's very scary, man.
Yeah, the US like 4 weeks ago had 15 cases, and they thought they would get it down to zero, and now the US has the most coronavirus cases in the world, and New York is gonna surpass Italy within the next couple days. And New
Dude,
York's so small.
that's crazy.
Hey, were you out there when they interviewed all those college kids partying, and they said they don't give a crap about if coronavirus hits them and stuff? Was that big news out there?
Yeah, I saw that shit and I was like, dude, that's fucking nuts, you know? It's like I understand that they were stoked and they're young and they have this idea of spring break, but dude,
And now a bunch of them have coronavirus.
really,
Crazy, yeah.
it's
I'm like, hey, it's not a joke, bruh.
no, I barely go anywhere. Honestly, I just go to like even before, I just kind of stay in for the most part. Skateboard to take out the trash, but that's pretty
Oh,
much
there
it.
you go. Do you ever surf out there now?
No, I haven't. Well, that one big hurricane passed us. Um, I'm pretty sure that brought some swell, but dude, there's some fucking sharks and murky water. I like to see the sharks, you know what I mean? If I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it, I rather look at it, you know what I mean? And instead of just all of a sudden just boom, getting hit, you know?
Are you
'Cause
near the ocean or no?
about an hour and a half away. I'm more like in the country. Like there's
Oh,
a lot
damn,
of
you're far, huh?
cows. Yeah, it's pretty chill. It's nice. I'm starting to appreciate
The
the
Florida
pace.
life.
Yeah, but I miss home, but I at the same time I enjoy being here with my family, and I I guess I have a little bit of separation anxiety, but maybe
Oh
come
yeah, just
home.
like anywhere.
Yeah. I want to be home though, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully kick off something with the podcast and maybe
I'll do one from out here.
yeah, or at least what Manny Vargas is doing. He's got that Patreon thing, and if he gets 1,000 Patreon subscribers at $5,
No way.
that's pretty good coin,
Oh
for
yeah, yeah.
for a month, huh? And he's slowly building, and I look up to that guy and that kind of stuff because but I know my following's not that big right now, so hopefully you
Well,
just
yeah.
continue to push forward and might grow, or it will
Yeah,
grow.
yeah.
It will grow. Yeah.
Yeah, look at freaking the one I freak out is Joe Rogan. Is he like the most popular podcast in the world right now?
Yeah, dude. He's
Everybody listens to that guy.
dude, I think he makes like 26 million on just Joe Rogan clips or something like that. I watched a video on YouTube about his breakdown. And fucking
Damn.
just on his one, not even the podcast, just the YouTube clips, the small short segments that he cuts out.
Damn, dude. He's making bank over there.
But yeah, he stays true to himself, huh? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing to prove to anybody, and I
He's
feel like,
constantly smoking a joint in the studio.
yeah, one of these days I just want to like maybe have a studio. That's it. I don't need an archery thing like he has, but maybe
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like a wave pool max,
Oh, there you go.
Hey, that'll be the day, huh?
Yeah.
A wave pool and a freaking podcast. Shit.
Do you know if like podcasts are they all doing this because of like social distancing, like over the phone interviews and stuff?
I don't know. Honestly, I'm relatively 2 weeks in, and I don't know shit about podcasting. I just know shit about like recording a call, and I tried to tailor it. And other than that, like, I don't know if it's getting bigger or if it's staying the same. But I don't know. It's pretty cool though. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It seems like it, and something to do during these coronavirus times.
I think that's why I got some pretty awesome guests so far. And I think it's a lot
Yeah,
of
because
it
everyone's
was.
gonna be home.
Yeah, a lot of it is like, fuck, I'm not doing anything. I already cleaned the yard. I already fucking, the garage is clean, like maybe, and I just bother them, hey, would love to get you on. If you have
Oh, that's
time,
killer.
you know, it's all through
Have you tried
Instagram.
like Joito also? There's a little living legend in Guam for surfing.
Yes, I just need to get in touch with him like on Facebook. I want to get
Yeah,
a
I don't even
Joito.
know if he has a social media account.
I know. That's why I'm like, shit, I don't know his number. I have his old number. If it's still the same, I gotta check. Definitely want Uncle Joito on there too. I want all you guys, because it's like, shit. I know when you guys were growing up, it's like, hey, keep this shit a secret, dude. But like now, come
And
on, we need
it's
to hear the
amazing that
stories.
we were the kids back then. Now now we're the OGs.
Yeah, I'm 32. Hopefully the a 13-year-old kid will listen to my shit, and by the time he's 18, he'll or our shit. This is just a platform
Yeah,
for all of us. Listen to
dude.
it and.
When we started surfing, I was like, ah.
Mm-hmm.
When we started surfing, I was like 13 years old. And me, Roman, and my brother Vic, and we'd have our dad drop us off at 6 in the morning to Boat Basin and pick us up at 6 p.m. And then
Mm-hmm.
he'd give us $2 each, and $2 we'll go to farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go to farmers market, and for $1.50 we get like 3 pieces of chicken, 2 scoops of rice, and 50 cents gets us a drink. So that was what our $2 was for.
Dang, that went a long way.
Yeah. Then they used to have these vendors selling drinks and on the way to the surf. And since we were broke, we'd distract them and like steal water so we'd
Mm,
have something to drink.
yeah.
And
I
we're like, dude, we're super thirsty, or if they weren't there, then we'll just drink from the faucet water.
yeah. Man, so that's pretty
It was,
old
it
school,
was we
dude.
were we
Shit.
were hardcore. But like when we first surfed boat, everyone made fun of us our first day. it was an embarrassment. And then after that, we didn't want that again. So we just kept trying to figure out, okay, when are people not in the water?
Yeah.
Because everyone was just teasing us all the time. And we're like, all right, if dad just drops us at 6 and picks us up at 6 p.m., sometime in between there won't be crowded times, and we'll surf those times.
Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Because I remember surfing with Vic, you know, some of the young guys, they coined him a nickname, the Phantom.
Oh, the Phantom. Yeah.
Because he's fucking
super
there
Phantom.
before the people even think about being there. He's there already.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. I thought I'd beat him one day, but dude, he was already like, the waves are good, Ted.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah, dude, they look good. Holy shit. Then I had one of those sessions that we were talking about where it's just you by yourself and you're like, fuck. Where's everyone?
Well, you can rest easy knowing these past 2 years the surf has sucked. There's been good days, but for the most part, as a season, the last 2 seasons have sucked.
Wow. I know. And then there was that one, right? And then 2 seasons before that. Yeah, I feel like I'm not really missing too much. I miss you guys. I miss the camaraderie. I miss even if it's 2 foot outside, and like if a lot of the boys just want to get out of the house, like we barbecue and drink, or you know, it's really fun. I really miss those days. And I know my dad always says Guam's not going anywhere, boy. Go ahead and try to learn some shit. See if you have, you know, if you can do something.
Yeah, it's a good experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have too much distractions of, hey, come over to the boys and drink beer all night.
Yeah. Or even like family, like, boy, come set up for the party. Like, goddamn, every single. Oh, sorry, but it's like, gosh, man, like there's so many damn parties.
There's always some occasion happening.
Yeah. Like, can we just leave the canopy up? Because, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then typhoon comes, we'll take it down.
That's when the typhoon comes, when you just leave it there for a few weeks.
Yeah.
So we got through your traveling from Ponfei. Where else did you surfed in the PI before?
Yeah, I surfed Cloud9, and I realize now why they nicknamed it Crowd9. Holy crap, that was that's like, you may as well be surfing North Shore if you're gonna surf Cloud9 in PI.
Really?
It's super crowded. There was like 50 guys in the water at a spot at a lineup the size of Right Side Boat Basin.
Oh, so there's only one fucking takeoff spot too, right?
Yeah. Actually, it would be more like Left Side Boat Basin. There's 2 takeoffs. I mean, there's the point, and then there's some guys towards the shoulder, and sometimes you'll get a wave that swings more toward the shoulder than the point.
Yeah. Dude.
And then you still get a real long ride. You know, it's probably like as long as Right Side Mauricio.
Oh, wow. Dude, that was a super long wave.
Yeah.
That was a long
But imagine
wave.
50 guys out.
That sucks.
Yeah. Well, Pohnpei is twice the length of Mauricio.
Dang, holy crap.
So Pohnpei is a really long wave.
John Barber's
an awesome barrel.
Does a really good job documenting.
That dude's surfing like 12 foot.
Yeah. Hey man, he saw you guys honestly ripping that, you know? That's where he saw it. I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
When he was young, he saw you guys doing it. Like big.
Yeah.
So
and now my knee is all messed up.
Yeah, no drop knee for you anymore?
No, that's been since 2008. I stopped drop kneeing. 12 years. And before that was more than 50% of my riding.
Now it's just prone, barrel, freaking
yeah,
crazy.
Just prone. You're like, hey, gotta get waves somehow.
Where's your favorite spot that you've ever surfed at?
P-Pass.
Really? Damn.
That is the spot, yeah. But you know, if you go Philippines though, Cloud9's not the only spot. There's like a whole bunch of spots around there. Like everyone was out at Cloud9, and it was, you know, it was like 5 foot perfect. But there was this spot on the inside, they call it Quicksilvers. and it reminded me a lot of right side, but leading into a like a reef shore break on the inside. And
Oh
there
shit.
was only two of us surfing that, but it's like half the size of what's on the outside. So
Yeah.
we were getting like 2 to 3 footers, me and this French dude, but we were just getting pitted left and right.
No
And
way.
yeah, thank God the reef shore break is on a shelf that's not sharp.
Yeah.
So you get barreled, and then you can. It's just like falling on cement.
Yeah. You get pounded just.
Yeah, at least you're not getting cut up, but it
Man.
hurts still. It hurts.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like on the barrel at right side boat basin. There's that slab right there. You know, you take off deep enough, you can get pounded on that sucker.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
yeah.
lifts you up.
I've hit on that sucker.
Yeah, it's a flat, hard surface, dude.
Yeah, right at the takeoff.
Yeah, that's fun, man.
Oh, right side is awesome. You know, that's my home break. You can never take that one away. So I guess you could call it my favorite spot because I know it better than any other spot.
Right.
Your home break. You're like, when this place is on, it's so good.
Yeah, when you guys talk about it, because I was listening like a sponge, dude, when I was surfing with you guys. Because you guys got you guys got that wave mechanic and even down
Yeah,
to
we
the
know everything about it.
yeah,
Yeah.
down to the millimeters, dude, on the reef. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like, you guys are like, dude, just go deeper. Don't worry, you're gonna go through that part. You know, if it's a good size.
Yeah, because the takeoff is always hollow. It's the shoulder that's not as hollow. Unless you get like a northwest swell, then the shoulder opens up and you can get an untouched barrel at right side.
Which is
And
awesome, man.
those are the really, really good days.
Yeah.
I love those days.
Well,
I
so
miss one of
where are
those.
you going next?
Right now,
Oh,
nowhere.
nowhere, right?
Freaking
Yeah.
yeah.
But did you
You
have
know.
any plans for
Oh,
PI or?
I wanted to hit another snowboard trip again, but then this thing hit and that's all done. The last trip we went to was my friend's wedding in PI, and all of a sudden when we came back, coronavirus was all over the news, and that was just he got married March 6th.
Dang, so you guys got out in time, huh? To
Yeah, we
get
got
back
out right
home.
before the lockdown. I came back March 11th, and then I quarantined myself for 20 days at my brother's apartment because we didn't want to risk my mom getting anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how
Sorry, I
do you?
shouldn't be coughing into my hand. I'm supposed to do this, right?
Oh, really? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I stopped watching the news, dude, because it's just too fucking depressing, man.
But I guess in my room, I'm the only one here. So if anyone's going to give me coronavirus, it's going to be me.
Yeah. Man, so we talked about your bodyboarding days. What were your other obsessions? We talked about snowboarding. You have any new obsessions right now?
No, it's before snowboarding, it was just bodyboarding. And, a lot of my friends, they golf and they do other stuff. They do a whole bunch of other stuff, but they're not real great at any one thing. And my thing was, if I'm going to do something, I want to be fucking good at this shit.
Yeah.
And so I always, pretty much, I stuck to getting good at, one thing at a time and just always doing that. I just can't stand golf.
Yeah, it's I tried it once.
It's frustrating and it's boring, but you get to drink a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, oh my god. I went to Top Golf out here. It's a pretty cool place to freaking whack some balls.
Yeah, maybe I hate golf because I can't even hit the ball with the driver.
Yeah, I suck, man.
I take a 3-iron and I just keep walking with that thing and use that for my only golf club.
I don't even know what that is.
See, I wouldn't know how it looks on a golf bag, but I just know I think the 4 times I went, they just gave me a 3-iron and like, here, use this. Yeah, I was like,
Unc, we're already at 44 minutes, man.
oh shit.
You wanna wrap it up and just you want to tell people where they can find you?
You can mostly find me at the Fokai shop, or if I'm not there, I'm probably off island. I think this year before we came back from PI, I was off island more than I was on island.
Dang.
So we're either in Philippines, Japan, or Hawaii. Those are
Yeah.
our three favorite places to go.
Man, you guys are like such a big influence in just the culture of Guam. And when you guys were starting out, did you know that that was gonna happen? Did you
Oh hell no!
know?
We were dreaming we'd be sponsored by one day, and all we wanted was some free clothes and at least 2 boards a year. That was our dream.
That's crazy, man.
So having our own line of clothing, we're like, oh shit, this is different.
Yeah. And
And you
people
can check us,
freaking grad.
and you can, oh yeah, they grab stuff, and you can check us out at fuckaistuff.com.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be in the link in the description below. So thanks, Uncle Carlo. We'll chat up with you next time, and thank you so much for doing this. I'm pretty sure someone out there is gonna take some value in, and how to be a pretty straightforward stand-up dude, genuine, treat people like you want to be treated, and good vibes all around.
Oh yeah, thanks Tim, appreciate it much, man.
No worries. All right, love you, Unc. I'll talk to you
All
later,
right,
man.
take care Tim, have a good one.
You too. Shoot.
Shoots.
Thanks again, Uncle Carlo, for joining the Intellect Selectah podcast. This episode was brought to you by FokaiStuff.com. Big shout out to the boys over there. Love you guys. Yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and yeah, appreciate you guys. Shoot.